Tragedy strikes in the garden. We were gone just for the weekend, and one of my favorite things to do when we get back from a trip is to check on the garden to see how it's doing. We have some really bad news. This might actually be the worst thing I will face, but check this out. You see this here, all the way up here? You see how the dirt is mounding up? In fact, it's mounding up so much that it's splitting here. All the way across here into the tomato plants, and worst of all, it came all the way across into the sunflowers, and it only gets worse. Look underneath this tomato cage, starting here, following it all the way right underneath the tomato cage, and it goes all the way over to the Mrs. Sunflower bed there. And then down into the melons that I have planted under the sunflowers. There's a whole strip of it running all the way over. And what is it, you might ask? If I just take my hand and dig into here, it's really hard to see this, but I'm gonna flip this back, and right there, that's what I'm looking for. See that? Just reach my hand in there and lift all this up. That is the work of a vole. What the hell is a vole? Well, it's pretty similar to a mole. It looks like a small mouse or a hamster. They burrow into the ground and they dig tunnels everywhere. And the worst part is they can wreak havoc. And you might be saying, they just dig a couple of holes, little tiny rodent, no big deal. It is a big deal when they burrow through the garden beds like this, especially underneath something like this. Yes, Kelsey and Michelle, these are your sunflowers. Take a look, it runs right through the sunflower path. That means this sunflower here probably has either a good amount of its roots completely disrupted or chewed off. They're looking for roots of these delicious vegetable plants. And they're also looking for a few bugs that they can find in the garden. Now, bringing in 8 cubic yards of compost, fresh, this year in this garden has absolutely created the best environment for these things. So look at that. They're just like digging. Oh, this is terrible. Now, what exactly can you do about this, you might ask? Not a whole lot. Voles are very difficult to get rid of. If you've ever had moles in your yard, you know, very difficult to get rid of. Some people like to dump stuff down their holes. Some people like to try and flood the tunnels out. None of it works. Even fire doesn't necessarily work. They had to have dug in from some, right here actually. Check this out. You see this? That's where that little sucker burrowed in. And it probably went off in this direction, all through the garden bed that way, and then shot across this way over to the sunflowers over there. Underneath my brick pathway and back up on this side, as you can see right here. It literally went underneath these 3 sisters. Now, this just happened over the weekend since we were gone. The one silver lining is at least the spinach is in a raised pot. Have you had voles in your garden?